learn how to take your simple sketches to the next level with just a few simple tricks and a few hours of additional work. We'll do this by learning some tricks around color, setting, and reference to create a mood and really immerse your viewers into your painting. All of this will basically do the setup work that'll create stepping stones for you to create a full illustration. So, here we go. Color is one of the most powerful tools that we can use to create mood. So, what I'm going to show you guys, take one of your sketches into Photoshop or Procreate, whatever you have, and just turn it on color burn. So you go into the mode and you change the layer to color burn. And then below that, put paint fill layers. So in this example, I've taken one of my sketches that I was going to use for this piece, and I put a red, a pink, and a blue color layer beneath the color burn layer. You can see the red immediately makes it really sexy, really dark, whereas the pink, it's a lot less serious, it's a lot more playful, a lot lighter, and then the blue is just calm overall. So it's a really good way to test different moods quickly for a painting, and that's 10 seconds maybe, and it gives you kind of a feel for where your painting would go if you painted based on that color palette. So now I'm going to move on from color and build on that with setting. There's a lot you can do as far as changing the mood just by changing the setting behind the characters. What I have here, I have the sketch that I showed you in the previous section that we had just thrown color layers behind them. I've taken it further and I'm just adding basic backgrounds behind them. So in this first sketch, I've got just the Eiffel Tower behind them, and the sky is blue and it's obviously a really sunny day and there's soft greens and it's very pastel-y. So it gives a really romantic, carefree mood to the piece. Whereas in this next thumb, same sketch, but instead behind them I have the night sky and the Eiffel Tower is lit up and it's closer to them. And it's a lot darker and more sultry, not completely sexy, but definitely more intimate than the open, carefree thumb is. And then, taking it even further, I have another thumb where I've completely repainted the scene, and now the characters are just in a really dark room and there's pillows and tapestries on the wall, and it feels a lot more intimate and even more sultry and sexy than the second thumb felt. So you can see you change a lot of the mood just by changing where the characters are. So that's a really good way to build on your sketches and figure out where you want to take the illustration. So here's the final mood piece that I've created for the painting, and then next to the final illustration. So you can kind of see where it goes between mood thumb, looking at reference, rendering it out, and then finishing out the piece. So I'm looking at reference, I'm looking both at Anastasia, and I'm actually looking at a ton of Renaissance paintings. The movie Anastasia has a really rich, warm color palette, and that's also in a lot of Renaissance paintings, kind of that chiaroscuro effect that was really popular during the Renaissance among artists. And so I'm going to bring all of that into my painting. I'm going to use really warm reds and really deep oranges and browns and really emeraldy greens. I also want to bring my intent and flavor into the illustration. I want to create something that's really intimate just between Anastasia and Dmitri, and kind of reflect the story behind Anastasia the movie. The Russian Revolution was a really dark period in history, but it's also kind of the reason that Anastasia and Dmitri are together in the first place. So I want to bring some of those elements in and just make it very close to the movie, but also with my own flavor. So I want to remind you guys that that was really only 2 to 4 hours of additional work in the beginning, and it really laid the groundwork for my illustration later on. So when I went to paint, I had my mood figured out, my lighting was figured out, my color palette was figured out. It made the whole painting and rendering process a lot easier, and in the end, I think it made the illustration better. If you guys like what you see, please subscribe. I have a lot of really cool content planned for the future. Leave your comments below as well. Let me know what you thought. Did you like the tricks? Were you able to incorporate them into your paintings? Do you have other tricks? Also, something really exciting, I just released a Patreon. There's a lot of really cool goodies. You'll get more in-depth look at my process, my painting process, my rendering process, a little bit more how I use reference, and just a whole lot of other really fun stuff. So head over there, check that out. The link is below in the description, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!